3130 operator training video. As a user or key operator, there are a few things you'll need to know to assist you in the operation of your printer. They're not very difficult and will only take us about 40 minutes to demonstrate. You'll need to learn some basic skills, plus how to load paper and clear the stackers, how to clear paper jams or misfeeds, how to replace the supply items when required, as well as specific steps to follow to keep your printer operating properly. We'll also provide some additional information for the key operator, such as supplies replacement, choosing and entering a password, handling operational problems, defining forms, running print samples, as well as setting some configuration items. Greater details of the information presented in this video and additional procedures are contained in your 3130 User's Guide. This video will show the features of your printer and other 3130 models, as well as the optional accessories available. This is the duplex model of the IBM 3130 Advanced Function Printer, which has the capability of printing on both sides of the paper. For training purposes, this machine has also been equipped with an optional side stacker. Depending on the model and options installed on your printer, there can be up to 5 paper feed input trays. The printer can be directed to auto-switch from one tray to another during print jobs when the original tray becomes empty. The main tray can hold up to 2,000 sheets of 20-pound bond paper, while the lower and upper sub-trays can hold up to 250 sheets of paper. The simplex and high-capacity simplex models are equipped with a top front tray, which would be located in this area, but is not present on the duplex model. An optional side tray, which holds up to 500 sheets of letter or A4 size paper, may be installed for additional paper capacity. During the printing process, paper travels from the tray through the printer and comes out here at the dual stacker. Both the base and upper stacker can hold up to 500 sheets of printed output. The optional side stacker can hold up to 1,500 sheets of printed output. Application programs separate one print job from another in the stacker by offsetting the printed output. To operate your printer, you'll need to learn a few basic skills, including using the operator panel, performing a shutdown restart, printing a help page, as well as understanding the status messages. This is the operator panel. The display indicates messages, printer status, information error codes, and the location of paper jams or misfeeds. The 8 input keys allow you to change between ready and not ready, as well as scroll through the menu mode to select items from the menu tree. The power switch for the 3130 is located on the upper right side panel. Before the power can be switched off, the printer shutdown is required. To perform a shutdown, the printer must be in the not ready mode. Then press Menu Exit to access the menu tree. Now, use the arrow keys to scroll up or down to the desired menu item. At System Shutdown, press Enter. Then scroll to Press Enter to shut down. Press Enter again. The message Shutdown Done, Power Off will then appear. The power now can be switched off. Keep in mind, failure to perform a shutdown procedure before powering off the printer may damage the printer's internal computer software. When the printer is powered on, a series of internal tests are performed that takes approximately 5 minutes. When the power on sequence is complete and no printer errors exist, the Not Ready message will appear at the display panel. If the auto start sequence has been selected in printer configuration, the printer will become ready automatically and begin printing any jobs waiting in the print queue. Next, we'll print some help pages. These are quick reference sheets that provide useful information and should be kept near the printer. Depending on your printer's code level, it may be necessary to be in the offline mode to print a help page. If so, refer to enabling and disabling an attachment in your user's guide. To print the help page, press Menu Exit. When the help message appears, press Enter. Then, at the Print Help Page message, press Enter again, and the help pages will print. The first help page printed is a diagram of the panel display menu items. The second page contains a labeled picture identifying printer parts as well as instructions on basic printer tasks. Status messages appearing at the operator panel do not always indicate errors. They may also provide printer status information where no action is required. When an error or information message other than a paper jam is displayed at the operator panel, refer to the Display Messages and Codes table of your user's guide for the recommended recovery action. If an error message remains in the display after performing a recovery action, press Enter to clear the message, and then Start to resume printing. A print job can be interrupted temporarily at any time during the printing process by pressing the Stop key. Interrupting a print job allows you to load paper or remove printed output without losing print job information. When an out-of-paper message is displayed, it also indicates which of the trays is empty. As mentioned earlier, your printer may have up to 5 paper feed input trays, depending on the model and options installed. On the duplex and high-capacity simplex models only, the bottom tray is the main tray. The simplex model has a top front tray as well as a 500-sheet side tray. When changing paper sizes in the main tray, first slide the paper tray open. Then, lift the guide up and position it into the appropriate slot marked on the top and bottom of the tray. For example, when changing from legal to letter size paper, the guide should be positioned in the letter size slot. To help prevent jams when loading paper, use only high-quality materials. Be careful to properly handle and load them correctly. Your printer will perform best on 20-pound xerographic bond paper, but it can also print on special materials, such as pre-printed forms or adhesive labels. Refer to your user's guide for the proper steps when loading these materials. Also remember, do not use any paper that is creased, folded, or damaged, and load only one size into a tray at a time. Letter size paper is one of several default sizes recognized by the printer. To load letter size paper, position the long side against the right edge of the tray and be careful not to fill paper above the red line. Now close the tray by pushing it gently back into the cabinet. If the paper size loaded is one of the default sizes listed in the Define Forms menu, the printer will automatically recognize the new size loaded and assign it to that tray. If a non-defined form has been loaded, the message Check Form Name in Menu will be displayed and the Define Forms procedure is required. For this procedure, refer to the Define Forms demonstration later in this video or the Define Forms section in your user's guide. When you've completed loading paper in the main tray, press Start to resume printing. When loading paper in a subtray or the top front tray on a simplex model, you may load paper into any of the trays not in use while the printer is still running. To load paper into a tray feeding paper, you must first press Stop to interrupt printing. In the following example, we'll show how to change from letter to legal size in the lower subtray. This procedure requires resetting the size guides in the paper cassette. To do this, first remove the cassette from the paper tray. Lift the cassette from the front while pulling it up and out of the tray. Then set it on a flat surface. Continue by removing the paper and then the bottom plate from the cassette. Now, adjust the paper size guide number 2 by squeezing the tab and sliding the guide to the legal position. Then remove guide number 1 from its slot, reinserting it into the other slot, then slide the guide to the legal position. To set the sensor to the paper size loaded, pull out on the sensor plate tab, located at the rear of the cassette, and slide it to the correct position. Now, reinstall the bottom plate into the slots on the cassette and lower it back into place. Finally, reinstall the cassette into the paper tray, lowering it onto the 2 locating pins. Before loading paper, remember to inspect it for damage first, and then fan it. Now position the legal-sized paper in the cassette with the long side facing the front of the printer and with the right edge flush against the right side of the cassette. Be careful not to load the paper above the red line. Now, slide the tray gently back into the cabinet. When loading pre-printed or pre-punched paper, refer to the user's guide for information on positioning the paper as well as how to select the correct side-sensitive settings. To load paper in a side tray, lift the cover and load as much paper as the tray will accommodate. While this tray has a 500 sheet capacity, keep in mind there is no red line to indicate maximum level. To adjust paper size in the side tray, adjust the size indicator by squeezing it and moving it to the correct position. Note, the side tray accepts only letter and A4 size paper. Now, push down on the tray lever to remove the side tray, then slide this paper size adjustment until it clicks into the appropriate size position, then reinstall the tray. As mentioned earlier, your printer may have 3 stackers depending on the model and options installed: the base stacker, the upper stacker, and the optional side stacker. Printed output enters the stackers face down. When a stacker is full, the printer will stop and a message will appear to clear the stacker. The top stackers need to be adjusted to accept the paper size being printed. To make the adjustment, use the black slide located on the stacker tray. With the paper stop in the upright position, move the black slide until it clicks into the appropriate paper size position, as indicated by the arrow. To adjust paper size on the side stacker, refer to the user's guide for further information. A sheet of paper may occasionally get stuck inside the printer during the printing process, creating a misfeed or jam. When this occurs, lights illuminate on the paper jam indicator. A message appears in the panel display, and a beeper sounds with a flashing attention light. Each indicator light identifies a different location inside the printer where a paper jam has occurred. A paper jam location chart in your user's guide also shows additional paper jam areas and their corresponding numbers or letters. For jams occurring in the paper feed module, there is a helpful diagram and appropriate recovery steps label located here on the module. When clearing a paper jam, first turn off the beeper by pressing any key on the panel. Then check to see if an arrow is lit on the jam indicator and open the corresponding door to remove any paper you see. The 3130 is equipped with an auto eject door to simplify the jam recovery process. In the following example, we'll demonstrate what to do when the panel indicators direct you to remove paper from behind the auto eject door and stacker area. To clear paper through the auto eject door, open the door. Any paper in the paper paths located below this area will automatically be fed out for easy removal. Now, open the bottom door and check inside for any remaining paper there. Then close the door. In this example, the panel indicator light shows a jam in the stacker area. To clear the jam, open the top stacker cover and remove any jammed paper. Then lift the tab on the gate and check for any paper there. Now close the stacker cover. If the panel indicates a jam in the side stacker, remove the paper from the stacker by carefully pulling it straight out without tearing it. Check the paper jam indicator again to make sure you've cleared all paper from the paper path according to the recovery steps. When the paper path is clear of jams, check the jam indicator. If no lights are on, press Start to resume printing. If the operator panel indicates a jam in the paper feed module area, open the front cover. Then turn the paper feed module handle counterclockwise to the release position and slide the module out till it stops. Remove any paper jammed in the transfer belt unit. Then open the paper guide by pulling the handle downward and remove any paper you see there. If a jam has occurred during duplex printing, open the lower paper guide located in the bottom of the paper feed module by pushing downward on the handle number 11A. Then rotate each of the blue knobs, 11B and 12, to feed out any jammed paper. Now, return the paper feed module to its operating position and lock into place. Close the front cover and check the paper jam indicator again. If a paper feed module indicator is still lit, paper is probably jammed in the fuser unit and needs to be cleared. To do this, first remove any jewelry when working in the fuser area. Now, open the front cover and remove the paper feed module. Remove the fuser unit by rotating the blue handle upward. While holding the blue handle, lift out the fuser unit assembly and set it in a safe place. Caution, the fuser unit will be hot, so be careful when handling this assembly. To open the fuser unit cover, push the tabs inward and let the cover drop down. Carefully remove any paper you see there. Now, reinstall the fuser and secure it into place by rotating the blue handle downward to its latched position. Be sure to push the handle down completely. Finally, push the paper feed module back into its original position, latching it into place. Now close the cover. If no further jam indicators are displayed, press Start to resume printing. When the panel display indicates a jam in the main tray, open the main tray. Then lift the cover and remove any paper jammed there. Then close the cover and the paper tray. If the jam is located in one of the sub-trays, open the tray and remove any jammed paper. When all jammed paper is clear, close the tray and check the panel display for any further jams. If none exist, press Start to resume printing. If you have any questions about how to clear a paper jam, refer to your user's guide for further step-by-step instructions. The key operator's responsibility is to maintain printer performance by providing routine care and maintenance. This includes the replacement of 6 consumable supply items: toner, developer mix, photoconductor belt, transfer belt unit, fuser unit, and the cleaner unit. Toner replacement is the only supply item that is not solely a key operator task. The periodic replacement of individual supply items is usually associated with the print count. However, many factors affect the life of a supply, including print coverage, prints per month, special applications such as labels, pre-printed forms, extensive graphics, and others. When a consumable supply item is low or near the end of its life, a warning message will appear at the panel display identifying which supply item needs replacement. If the printer is in the middle of a print job, you may bypass the replacement warning message and temporarily postpone the replacement of the supply item by pressing Enter and Start. If the supply item is not replaced soon after the initial warning message appears, the printer will eventually stop running, and a final notification message, Replace Now, will appear in the panel display. When the Replace Now message appears, the supply item must be replaced before printing can resume. In some cases, you may also be directed to replace a supply item to correct a print quality problem. If the replacement of the supply item does not correct the problem, reinstall the original supply item and put the new supply back in its box for future use. Then call your service representative. If the toner low warning light is illuminated on the operator panel, the toner cartridge can be replaced anytime during printing. If the toner is not replaced soon, an out of toner, add toner now message will be displayed and the printer will stop running. To replace the toner cartridge, first remove the new cartridge and cardboard from the box. Then, with the seal facing up, shake the toner cartridge several times to level the toner. Then, open the toner supply cover and put the cardboard under the toner cartridge handle. Push the cartridge handle down and remove the cartridge by pulling it out toward you, while keeping the cardboard underneath the cartridge to catch any excess toner that may fall out. Now, dispose of the empty cartridge and cardboard. Install the new toner cartridge by sliding it into the slot until it stops. Then remove the seal by pulling it out and rolling it inwards to prevent any toner on the seal from spilling. Now, dispose of the seal and close the toner supply cover. When the new toner cartridge is installed, the toner low warning light will turn off. If you've responded to an out of toner, add toner now message in the display, you can clear it by touching any key, then pressing Start to resume printing. If a developer mix replace soon or replace now message is displayed, you must first communicate to the printer that you're ready to change the supply item. To do this, press the menu exit key to enter the menu mode and scroll to Supplies. At the Supplies menu, you may be prompted to enter a key operator password to continue the replacement. We'll cover password entries later in this video. Now press Enter and scroll to Developer Mix and press Enter. A Change Now message will be displayed. To install Developer Mix, remove the new Developer Mix bottle from its box and remove the cap from the bottle. Then open the front cover. Now install the mix bottle onto the Developer Mix duct and lock it into place by turning the knob counterclockwise. Then remove the seal from the bottle by pulling it straight out and close the front cover. When the front cover is closed, the message "Press Enter to start change" is displayed. Press Enter to start the Developer Mix replacement. During the replacement procedure, a Developer Mix changing message will be displayed. This process takes approximately 4 minutes to complete. Warning: never open the front cover during mix replacement or a malfunction will occur. When the change is complete, a Remove Bottle message is displayed. Now, open the front cover and unlock the bottle by turning the knob clockwise to the release position. Then remove the bottle. And before continuing, clean any spilled Developer Mix from the area. Now close the front cover. When the message "Is change completed" appears in the display, press Enter. Then enter again on Yes. This step resets the mix supply counter. Now press Menu Exit and Start to resume printing. If a photoconductor belt "Replace Soon" or "Replace Now" message is displayed, press Menu Exit and scroll to Supplies. Then press Enter. Remember, all supplies replacement except toner may require a key operator password for menu access. To continue, press Enter at the photoconductor belt message. A Change Now message will then be displayed. To replace a photoconductor belt, open the front cover and turn the drum unit handle counterclockwise to the release position. Then pull the drum out toward you until it stops. Then release the seal by pulling the blue drum seal knob out and lift up the drum seal. Carefully remove the photoconductor belt by pulling the belt holder out of its guide in the drum seal while sliding the belt over the front of the drum. Then, with a lint-free cloth, clean the surface of the drum and the sides and the top of the seal. Next, remove the new photoconductor belt from its box. Be careful to avoid wrinkling or touching the belt surface. To install the new photoconductor belt, grasp the belt holder and carefully maneuver the belt over the drum. Then slide the belt holder forward into the drum seal guide until it stops. Now, close the drum seal by pulling the blue knob toward you and inserting it into its slot. Make sure the knob is fully seated. Slide the drum back into position and lock the drum unit into place. Then close the front cover. To complete the replacement procedure, at the operator panel, press Enter at Is Change Completed. Press Enter again on Yes, then press Menu Exit and Start to continue printing. If a transfer belt Replace Soon or Replace Now message is displayed, press Menu Exit and scroll to Supplies and press Enter. You may be prompted to enter a key operator password at this point. Now, scroll to Transfer Belt Unit and press Enter again. The Change Now message will be displayed. To replace the transfer belt unit, open the front cover and release the paper feed module by turning the handle counterclockwise to the release position. Then, slide the module out until it stops. Loosen the 2 thumb screws on each side of the transfer belt unit, then move the brackets up and away from the transfer belt unit. Now, lift the transfer belt unit up and out of the paper feed module, top end first. Next, take the new transfer belt unit out of the box. To install the new transfer belt unit, place the unit into the paper feed module, top end first. Then secure the transfer belt by repositioning the thumb screw brackets and tighten the screws. Now, gently push the lower end of the transfer belt unit down until it snaps into place. Then, slide the paper feed module back into the printer and turn the handle clockwise to lock the module into position. To complete the replacement procedure, clear any messages in the panel display as demonstrated previously. Then, press Start to resume printing. If a fuser unit Replace Soon or Replace Now message is in the panel display, scroll through the prompts until you reach the Change Now message. First, remove all jewelry. Now, to replace the fuser unit, open the front cover and unlatch the paper feed module. Then slide the module out until it stops. Be careful, the fuser unit may be very hot, so touch only the blue handle when removing this unit. Keep in mind, all blue colored parts indicate they are safe to touch when working inside the printer. To continue the replacement procedure, rotate the blue handle upward and lift the fuser unit out of the paper feed module. Put it in a safe place, allow it to cool for at least 30 minutes before disposing. Next, remove the new fuser unit from the box. Now install the new fuser unit into the paper feed module. Then rotate the handle downward into the latched position, making sure the handle is locked into place. Next, slide the paper feed module back into place, locking it into position. Then close the front cover. To complete the replacement procedure, clear the messages at the panel display and press Start to resume printing. If the Cleaner Unit Replace Soon or Replace Now message is displayed, scroll through the prompts until you reach the Change Now message. To replace the cleaner unit, open the front cover and unlock the EP module by turning these two lock levers and by turning the paper feed module handle. Grasp the EP module handle and slide out the module. Now, remove the cleaner unit by pulling the cover handle down and lifting the cleaner unit out. Next, remove the new cleaner unit from the box. To install the new cleaner unit, place the unit into the module, aligning the arrow on the cleaner unit with the arrow on the module. Then latch the cleaner unit back into place. Lock the paper feed and EP modules back into place and close the front cover. Complete the cleaner unit replacement by clearing the messages at the panel display. Then press Start to resume printing. Greater details of the supply replacement procedures demonstrated in this video are covered in your 3130 User's Guide. Until you become more familiar with your printer, we encourage you to first read the procedure carefully before performing any of these tasks. Cleaning your printer periodically can eliminate print quality and operating problems caused by excess paper dust or toner deposited inside the printer. Monthly cleaning is recommended. To clean the outside covers and panels, use a soft, clean cloth. If necessary, dampen it with water. Never use any ammonia-based cleaners, as they may chemically react with the excess toner and the plastic covers, damaging the printer. To begin cleaning, first open and clean inside the front cover area. Now, release and pull out the paper feed module. Open the paper guide by pulling the handle downward, and with a lint-free cloth, clean the roller guard fingers, paying particular attention to the front and upper face of the fingers. Then wipe clean the paper feed rollers. Now close the paper guide by latching the guide handle into place. Then slide the paper feed module back into its operating position and lock into place. To clean the paper sub-trays, first open the tray and then remove the paper. Then, with a soft, clean cloth, clean the interior of the tray. On duplex and high-capacity simplex models, open the main tray, then open the pick roller cover and clean the separator roller and two pick rollers. Now close the cover and remove any paper in the tray. Then clean the interior of the tray and reinstall the paper. And gently slide the main tray in. If you're unsure of how to perform any of the cleaning steps demonstrated, refer to the section on cleaning the printer in your user's guide. The following information is provided for key operators and includes selecting a password, defining forms, running print samples, configuration items, as well as handling operational problems. Certain menu items are restricted and require a password for access. To select a password, make sure the printer is in the Not Ready mode. Then press Menu Exit and scroll to Setup. Then press Enter. Scroll to Change Password and press Enter. Enter on Key Operator. Enter New Password is displayed. Press Enter. The OK message will appear on the second line. Now scroll down to select any number or letter as your password. We'll use the letter B for this example. Press Enter. Re-enter the password is displayed. Press Enter. Re-enter the new password to verify it. Press Enter on OK. The password will be changed. You may assign any series of letters or numbers as your password. However, we recommend using as few characters as possible. The 3130 printer recognizes several standard form types for printing. Any additional form types must be defined before they can be used. To define a new form, press the menu exit key and scroll to Setup. Then press Enter. At this point, you may be prompted to enter a key operator password. Now, scroll to Define Forms and press Enter. The Add a Form Name message will appear, and press Enter again. Use the keyboard to scroll to and enter the form name as demonstrated when entering a password. In this exercise, we'll call our new form name Cobra. When the new form name is displayed, press Enter. An Adding a Form message will display momentarily. Then, the Add a Form Name message returns to the display. To continue defining a new form, scroll to the View Modified Form message and press Enter. Then scroll through all the currently defined forms until you reach the new form just added. Then press Enter. The form size message then appears in the display. At the form size message, press Enter and scroll through the available form sizes. Then press Enter on the desired size. Note, the splat sign always identifies the selection enabled. The form size message displays again. On duplex models, scroll to Duplex and press Enter. We'll select No for this example. Press Enter, and then Enter again. Now, scroll to Paper Orientation and press Enter. We'll need to set edge sensitivity so the image on our 3-hole punched paper will be rotated 180 degrees before printing on the page. To do this, press Enter on Edge Sensitivity. Scroll to Yes, and press Enter. After defining the form Cobra, we'll need to assign it to the lower subtray. To do this, press Menu Exit to return to the main menu. The Not Ready message appears. Press Menu Exit again and scroll to Trays and Stackers and press Enter. Then scroll to the lower subtray and press Enter. Scroll to the Form Name message and press Enter. Now, scroll through the list of defined forms until you reach Cobra and press Enter to assign Cobra to the lower subtray. Running print samples on the 3130 printer is a good way to test print quality. They can be pages of printed text or solid black print. Before a print sample can run, the printer must be in the Not Ready mode and may need to be offline depending on your printer's code level. To run print samples, first press Menu Exit and scroll to Setup. Then press Enter. At this point, you may be prompted to enter the key operator password. At the Print Samples message, press Enter. There are 4 types of print samples you can choose within the Print Samples message. You can print all the samples available by selecting All Samples, or only one sample, as demonstrated here. For example, to select the letter sample, scroll to the letter message and press Enter. Scroll to the quantity message, press Enter, and select the desired number of print samples. Then press Enter. Now, to start printing samples, scroll to Press Enter to Print message and Enter. There are several choices you can make to customize the printer's operation to fit your specific needs. For example, to automate the printer to become ready during a power on sequence, you'll need to configure the Auto Start function. To do this, press Menu Exit and scroll to Setup. Press Enter. At this point, you may need to enter a key operator password. Now, scroll to Printer Configuration and press Enter. Scroll to Auto Start and press Enter. Then scroll to Yes and press Enter again. Auto Start is now active. to change the operator panel beeper or to eliminate its sounding whenever the printer detects an error, you'll need to configure the beeper. To do this, press Menu Exit and scroll to Setup. Press Enter. You may need to enter the password here. Now, scroll to Printer Configuration and press Enter. Scroll to the beeper message and press Enter. At the error message, press Enter again. As you scroll through the selections, you'll see 3 beeper conditions. For this example, we'll change the beeper from continuous to timed. Press Enter. This will make the beeper stay on for 3 minutes when an error occurs. Now, press Menu Exit to return to the main menu. Your printer may occasionally experience a problem during operation or in its power on sequence that could affect its internal computer. If this occurs, refer to your user's guide for the steps on how to handle aborts or program checks as displayed at the operator panel. If you suspect a print quality problem, first run some print samples as demonstrated earlier. Then compare the samples with the recommended repair action in the Print Quality Problems chapter of your user's guide. The suggested repair action may call for the replacement of a supply item. Remember, if a supply replacement does not improve the print quality, remove the new supply and put it back on the shelf for future use. Then return the original supply item to the printer. If any suggested repair action does not improve print quality, call your service representative. That's it. This concludes the IBM 3130 operator video training. It's simple, really, but before performing any of the procedures we've covered, you should review them again in your 3130 user's guide, along with the additional procedures provided. Proper maintenance and care of your printer will give you trouble-free use.